and security don't just happen. They are as a result of collective consensus and public investment. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Youth Island, where we bring you front burner issues affecting youth and we offer solutions to them. I am your host, Oyindamola Akindele. This program is divided into two segments, the discussion segment and the skill acquisition segment. The discussion segment will talk about topics pertaining to the youth, while the skill acquisition segment will discuss on professional skills and how we can acquire them. But today we are focusing more on the discussion segment. Today we are discussing a very important but yet sensitive topic, the girl child. We'll be discussing about the education, prevention, and understanding the causes of molestation. As we know, young girls face unique challenges, and one of the most crucial issues is ensuring their safety. Our discussion will focus on the causes of molestation, the importance of education, and strategies for prevention to ensure a safer future for every girl. Joining us today is Abeokuta. Abeokuta is a core member and a youth counselor who works closely with young people and communities on protective measures and education. Let's welcome Abeokuta. Welcome.
Thank you. Good day, everybody. My name is Abeokuta, and I'm happy to be here.
We're so glad to have you here.
Thank you.
You look good, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Okay, yes, let's dive right into it. So now let's start by understanding, this topic is one that is quite very sensitive, and I think it is something that we're supposed to talk about because every girl child out there needs protection. They need to be educated about molestation because molestation nowadays is quite rampant. You would see cases from as low as month-old babies that they are being molested. So now what is molestation?
Molestation refers to an unwanted or harmful physical or sexual touch, and this involves children, adults, mostly vulnerable adults and young children.
Okay, so now what exactly are the causes of molestation?
I feel the causes of molestation are very diverse. We have the environmental factor, we have the parental factor, we even have poverty as well. Yes.
Can you explain more on this factor?
Okay, environmental factor. I'm of the belief that where a child grows up tells a lot about the child, exactly, because in some environments they are very rural. They don't see it as anything. They just see it as a norms. Yeah. Do you understand? And the parental factor. There are some parents that they don't have time for their children. They don't have time. They just dump their children anywhere, and they are exposing them to molestation. Yeah.
What about the poverty factor?
The poverty factor, I just feel that there are some parents that they can't afford, 3 square meal for their children, and some people, it has even gotten to a stage that some people have to sell their child in exchange for money, or early marriage, this early marriage thing, get them married early because of money to a rich man or whatever.
Now let's talk about education.
Okay.
Education plays a huge role in a girl's life.
Yeah.
Do you believe that because some young girls don't have access to quality education can be one reason why they are being abused? Because I feel like because they don't know, some don't even know right from wrong, some don't know how to say no, or some are even scared to even speak up. So do you think education plays a huge role?
Yes, I think so, because some people are very ignorant. Some children, they are very ignorant. They don't know their left from their right. And I feel like, aside from education, I feel like this lack of self-confidence, actually facilitates molestation.
Now, what do you think can be done? How can we educate girls? What steps can we use to educate girls?
First off, it should start from the home, from the parents, particularly the mother. Okay, if I'm just of the opinion that children of 2 years old to 16 years old should be enlightened by their parents, and they should use languages that they can understand. These are the places people can touch. These are the places people cannot touch. If anybody touches you here, you can tell me, and the likes. And the adults, which are 16 to, or the teenagers rather, 16 to whatever age, I feel like the parents should openly communicate and just tell them that this is what you're supposed to do. This is the normal thing. Nobody should do this to you, or if anybody should touch you in your private parts or anything, this is what you're supposed to do and the likes.
Now, let me quickly cut you short there.
Okay.
In your own opinion, what age would you think it's appropriate for parents to introduce sex education to their children, especially their girl child?
I feel like the moment your child can crawl and is going to school, please, because they are molesting different, like,
we've seen cases of, you see, 11-month-old baby being raped.
As long as your child can crawl and can speak, I feel like it should start like that.
Okay, now, what are some safety ways girls can protect themselves?
Okay, by setting boundaries, by speaking up and the likes, and by having confidence, because I feel like if you have confidence, if you are confident enough, nobody would treat you anyhow, nobody would do you anyhow. That's what I feel.
Okay, you mentioned something on boundaries. What exactly is boundaries? What does setting boundaries mean?
Okay, a practical example now, like I'm a female now, somebody is coming to meet me and is touching me in an appropriate way that I know that I do not like. I have the right to like frown at it. I have the right to speak up and tell them that I do not like the way they are touching me and the likes. If people are giving you some advances that you do not like, you have the right to actually tell them no or whatever you want to do.
Practically, schools and community, they participate in the upbringing of a child. So how do you think schools and communities can support this education of children, especially the girl child, towards molestation?
Okay, I feel that schools, particularly nursery and primary schools, secondary schools, should actually bring in some people that are very learned in that topic and like bring in some professionals to speak to students about child molestation and the likes. I also feel that schools should have counselors that, you know, a counselor that is actually very, very free with the student, that any challenges they have, they can actually tell the counselor and the counselor can advise them. Also, for the environmental sector, I feel like all parents or environment in general, we should all be our brother's keeper. Yes. We should, if we see that this person and this person, they are together and this thing is not, their friendship is somehow, you as somebody, you have the right to go and inform the person's parents that you're seeing this person and this person together and you do not like the way they are. And if you see some, you as an adult in an environment, if you see some guys, trying to molest a girl or touching a girl inappropriately, you have the right to talk and speak up and tell them not to do so again.
Okay, now let's move on to prevention. Aside education, what role can parents and communities play in protecting the girl child from these risk factors?
Okay, thank you very much. Parents, I just feel that parents can actually prevent their child from being molested by being I don't want to say stay-at-home parents, but by being a very, very open-minded parent to their children.
Can you explain more on being open-minded?
Okay. For instance, there are some parents that their children cannot, freely go and express themselves to them because they are being too strict. I feel like you as a parent, especially the mother, you should have some level of communication with your children. You should have some level of vibes with your child to the extent that your daughter can tell you anything. There are some parents that they are very strict to the extent that their children cannot even, if a child should see a mom or a dad, she will start trembling. Those are not the kind of parents that a child who is being molested would actually want to communicate with. So parents should actually be soft. And aside that, there are questions to ask your children. You have to call them. There are some children that are very shy, they don't even know how to start the conversations and the likes. So you as a parent, you have the right to just call them one-on-one sometimes and just ask them, just be neutral and just ask them a question like, has anybody been touching you anywhere you don't like? What's going on in your school? Can you tell me what are the kind of friends you keep and the likes? I feel like if you try and, communicate with your children one way or the other, she's going to spill it out. That's what I think.
Basically, the parents should be more open,
Open,
and
yes.
committed to getting actively involved in their children's
Life, yes.
Now, let's move a little bit to social media. Do you think social media has opened young girls to a lot of molestation? Especially, I don't want to mention particular social media now. You would see underage girls having so account online. And you start hearing cases that, oh, I met this person on so platform. You now start wondering that, why would a child of 8 years, 10 years, 12 years have access, like comfortably chatting with someone on social media?
Yeah. Yes, I feel like social media is like one factor that facilitates molestation and the likes. Because tell me why you as a parent, you're giving a 10-year-old phone, you're giving him or her access to Instagram, social and the likes,
Yes.
And you can't even
Facebook
yes, exactly. I'm not even saying that they don't have a right to own a phone. Of course they do. But you as a parent, you're supposed to check what your child is doing on that phone. You're supposed to tell them not to, have passwords on the phone, so long as the child is still under you. Even if the child is 16 years old, though, so long the child is still under you, you have the right to, check your child's phone from time to time, and just, you can just collect it at any given point, just to check what your child has been up to on his or her phones. So I feel like everything is just boiling down to parents, to parenting. Some people that don't have parents, guardians as well, everything is just boiling down to them.
Okay, now that is about the younger aged
Yes,
girls. Now let's talk
yeah.
about the older adults, like the young adults, people that they are above 18 and everything. Don't you think the pressure on social media would allow some of them to talk to people that they're not supposed to talk to, that they would think they are their friends, and when they get to meet, they will realize, okay, this person wants to molest me. We've had cases like that. They'll say, okay, I went to see so friend of mine and he tried to have his way with me or something. Do you think social media is also contributing to this factor?
Yes, I think so. Especially young girls, they are easily influenced. Like we have peer influence is just the main stuff here. Peer influence. Some people, they will see different phones with their friends. They want to have the kind of phones that their friends have. I just feel like you as an adult and you as somebody, you should have a mind of your own. There are some things that they don't have to tell you that this thing is wrong. You know by yourself that this thing is wrong. So long as you know that this thing is wrong, you should not do it. And if you feel like, I just feel like sometimes you just have to just be on your own. Because your friend is doing something does not mean you should also do that thing. Do you understand? Everybody has their own time. Your own time too will come. Don't be because my friend has this thing, I want to have it and stuff.
Don't be swayed by peer
Exactly.
pressure.
Don't be swayed by peer pressure. So long as you are just steady on your own grind and the likes, I feel like one day you're going to make it. You don't have to, go and be doing whatever, things that your parents will not even be proud of, or things that when, I just feel like me, if I want to do anything, I used to think that, okay, if I tell my child that I do this thing in future, would he or she be proud of me? You have to do things that you will leave an example for your children, not that your children will grow old and then will start seeing their mother's pornography videos online. How do you want the child to
Think
feel?
about the future risk.
Exactly, before you do anything. That's
That's a very insightful one. Right about now, we're going on a short break. We'll be right back. If you're just joining us, this is still Youth Island on your darling station OGTV. And before we went on the break, we were discussing about the girl child, the education, prevention, and causes of molestation. And our guest Oriolua has been able to explain to us what molestation is, the prevention, the causes, and also how to educate the girl child on protecting themselves. Now let's talk about building confidence. How can young girls be confident about themselves?
Okay, I feel like young girls can be confident about themselves by creating a kind of boundary within themselves, by having this bold look and the likes that nobody can. There are some people that when you even see them, you be like, oh, I can't try anything bad with this kind of person. And there are some people that when you see them like this, you just know that this one is. She's very naive. So you as a girl, you have to, boost your morale. You have to know that.
Let your aura speak
confidence. Exactly. Let your aura speak confidence. There's nobody that is going to kill you. There are some people that they will tell you that if you, tell any adults that they are molesting you, they are going to kill you and the likes. You have to speak up as a girl. You have to speak up, because if you don't speak up, it will continue. You don't have to die in silence. You have to speak up. If anybody does anything to you that you do not like or touch you in an inappropriate way, be it your father, be it your uncle, your teacher, anybody, you have the right to speak up to the appropriate authorities. If your parents cannot, if you can't speak to your parents, you can, speak to anybody that you know that is, would actually listen to you.
Now, how can we teach girls to be assertive and also protect their boundaries without feeling scared? Because some will be like, oh, I cannot protect my boundary. I'm scared. So how can we teach them without feeling scared?
Everything just boils down to self-confidence. Like I earlier said, nobody is going to do anything to you. You as a girl child, or as a male, because males too can be molested. If any auntie or if any uncle is touching you in a way that you do not like, I just feel like you know what is right and you know what is wrong. You know the places that if people touch you, is not right. So you as a female or you as a male, if anybody should do any kind of thing to you, you have the right to tell them no. You have the right to speak up for yourself before going to tell any other person, because I feel like if you are entertaining it, it will continue like that.
Now, how can young people themselves, how can they even create a safe environment for their peers?
Okay, by being their sisters or brothers keepers, by preaching love in the community, because if there's no love amongst the young adults and the community, I feel like this thing cannot be done. So now, let's just be our brother's keepers.
Be your brother's keeper. So now, what are some strategies for prevention to ensure a safer future for every girl?
By teaching children, or by teaching the girl child how to speak up, by teaching them how to boost their self-confidence, by telling them that nobody is going to kill them or do anything bad to them if they speak up. I feel like by being your brother's keeper as well, schools especially now should actually invite learned people on this particular topic on child molestation, to encourage them and just tell them things. Also, each school should have counselors or therapists that the children can, because there are some children that, they don't have a happy home and they just need somebody to just talk to. So I feel like schools should actually have that counselor that the child can come and talk to and discuss anything happening to. Also, for environmental factor, we should just be our brother's keeper. That's it.
Now, Orelua, do you have any final advice to our viewers?
I would just say that if child molestation is not good, if anybody is touching you in a way you do not like, or if any of your uncles, and I want to talk to our parents as well, you should actually, create a safe space for your children to be able to talk to you. You as their parents, you are their best friend. If a child's first best friend is the mother, you as a mother, you don't have to be too busy for your child, because your child is your future, and you can either mar or make a child's future by being absent or present in the child's life. So you should be your children's friend, your child's friend, whatever. And you as a guy child, be a boy or men that molest people, you people should just stop it. That's what I'll just say, because just stop it. It's a very, very devilish act and an evil act, because you're mounting on the vulnerability of somebody, and that's very, very bad. That's very bad. So just speak up. That's what I'll just say. Just speak up, speak up, speak up.
Wow, thank you very much, Orelua. This has been such a very insightful conversation, and we are grateful to you. Yes, thank you for educating us on what molestation is, the prevention, the causes, and also understanding what needs to be known about the girl child. And now we have come to the end of today's episode. To our viewers, remember, a safer community starts with all of us. By educating ourselves and our youth, we can build an environment where every girl child feels safe, supported, and empowerment. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and X. You can also download our app. This program is going to air again next week, Friday by 1:30 p.m. Till I come your way again next week, my name is Zoinda Malakindele. Bye for now.